Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 79 of Daisy Knits. I'm Daisy, and we're going to hang out here in a slightly different view than normal. This is upstairs in our neighbor room, and you're seeing lots of different skeins of yarn behind me. Usually, when we sit up here, y'all are seeing the bins, which you're actually propped up into a bin right now. So usually, you're propped up over there and you see the bins. I flipped you today because I liked the lighting this way better. And you get to see a little bit of my process. So I'll tell you a little bit about that real quick. As yarn comes into the house, we have a formal dining room that we don't use to eat in. I actually store part of the yarn in there, and the kids use that table to play games on. And so as yarn comes in from my wholesaler, it goes in there. I dye it and pretty it up and dry it, and then it comes up here and it sits on this bed. This is our neighbor bed, our guest bed. And if people come, obviously, I clean it off. But if nobody's here, it's a yarn storage place. And what happens is, as this gets photographed, then it can go in the bin. And I know it's on the shop listing. Otherwise, I pack all this up and I take it to a show and I don't even list it. So that's my crazy method. I'm sure that there's much more efficient methods, but that's what we have going. So you guys get a slightly different view today. I will fair warn you, I'm a little scatterbrained chaotic. It is Friday. Usually I like to record on Thursdays, and I kind of got spacey yesterday and super busy with trying to figure out a sock, which I'll show you about in a minute. Last week, I told you about Knitters for Knockers. We have a local organization, and they are looking for donations. So I had been gifted a skein of cotton fair, and as of right now, that's how much I have left. That's it. Because I was busy last week making knockers. I have 3 sets. So what I did was I did a set and then I would tie it together so I knew that this is the set because they're all 3 a little bit different sizes. So I have 3 of these. It's like a little bigger, a little smaller, a little bigger. Anyways, I have 3 sets. So these are ready to be donated to the organization. I will probably make a trip up there, but not this week, probably in a couple of weeks, because I have some yarn coming from D Stashes. I went on Ravelry and I found some of their approved yarns, and I bought a ball of different kinds so I can decide what do I like the best. That yarn, it's perfectly fine, but for me it was really rough on my finger. I don't do well with acrylic. Acrylic tends to make my fingers bleed and stuff when I'm working with it for a long time. And I did notice that I had some problems with that yarn because it's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. So I have some cotton bamboo and I think plain cotton and maybe some cotton silk coming. So I have a few other skeins coming to try those. But that's what I worked on quite a bit. I did go back and work on some Master Knitter. But I found out that I pulled a pretty and I missed the part where my lace swatches are supposed to be in fingering weight yarn. So all those lace swatches that I've been working on, I'm going to need to redo that one. Or there are 2 actually. I have the patterns written, so I'll need to like remeasure and redo the gauge. But I can do those swatches again. And yeah, so pretty. Anyways, I did have some exciting news also this week. Wednesday at lunchtime, round 5 of Sock Madness dropped. And of course, like as I'm making lunch, I get the email that it's in. So I finished lunch, and it is a mosaic pattern. And for those of you who don't know what that means, you're working 2 colors at once. You're working 2 colors, but not at once. So you do one round with one color, slipping certain stitches, and then you do another round with the other color slipping stitches. I had never done a mosaic sock, but I think I'm figuring it out. So this is my first sock. It had a pretty roughly cast on edge. The mosaic through, and this is a textured mosaic, which means it's got some garter stitches in there too. So you're actually doing each round of color twice. And it just, my brain, I won't even lie, it took an insane amount of time for my brain to click and get this, but I think I've gotten it. This morning, I I did the heel last night, and I did the heel turn. I got a lovely needle. I did the heel turn this morning, and so now I am working out. And I did all the gusset stitches. Can you see that pretty? It's got a beautiful line. It really will be a very pretty sock, and it fits me. So this one will be one that I claim. So I am now working out the foot. This is, like I said, sock 1. Still got a ways to go. But as of right now, nobody on my team is finished. So I'm going to take that as I still have a chance. The first 8 people that finish go on to the next round. So I'm back in the hole. I have mixed feelings, so I really want to be in that top 8. My family says yes. So I'm going to keep working because, like last night, my husband put the kids to bed for us, and he made sure that the house was quiet so I could think and work on the socks. So I'm going to keep knitting. Who can argue that, right? Anyways, that's all I'm working on. I will be getting back to Master Knitter once again, fixing those patterns. But I have a little shop news to share with you guys because I am excited about these. I'm trying to think. My next show is going to be ZK, and I will have some of these with me when I'm there, and I will have some with me when I'm at Fiber U. But can you see these? These are shawl pins. Oh, my turtle heads. Okay, there's my turtle head. How cool are those? I am excited to be able to say these are going to be in my booth. I think they're just super cute. I love them. And I will have them. I guess you could turn the owl leaf. I keep fiddling with these and playing with these. So, if you have questions about these guys, hit me up. The 3D printing company is working on getting me more of these. These were the 3 that I started with. I should have an order coming in a couple of weeks to take with me to ZK. But those are shawl pins, 3D printed shawl pins. How fun are those? So, let me know what you think of these guys. So we have the cat, the owl, and the turtle. And they are definitely 2 pieces, so you know. I'm on the fence. I don't wear a lot of shawl pins just because I tend to lose them. So I'm really excited to have these ones. The owl, just every time I see the owl, I think of that Tootsie Roll commercial. Is it Tootsie Roll? Tootsie Pops. How many licks does it take to get to the center? And then the owl. And I love the owl's tapered. The cat's tapered. Cat butt's tapered. So, shawl pins. I've probably rambled on enough about hardly a little. So, I'm going to leave you guys today. I hope that you have a great week. Contact information's at the end. Otherwise, see you next week.